So I'm getting a lot of hate for these videos, but I'm still gonna keep making them. One of the reasons why USA is more popular than Canada is because Canadians are extremely risk averse, whereas Americans are not. For example, if Canadians get some amount of money, they immediately buy real estate and take out a mortgage, which makes them even more risk averse. Whereas most Americans, there's data on it, more Americans than Canadians would start a business or a startup. Which is also one of the reasons why USA has all these tech companies, Snapchats, Instagrams, Facebooks, Googles, Amazons, whereas Canada only has a handful of companies like Rogers, Bell, and only 5 major banks. Canadians don't want to risk it. They don't want to compete against these huge companies. They want to take the safe option, which is to get a job at these companies, these big companies in Canada, get a mortgage and pay that mortgage down and retire with a house with their name, and that's it. And that at its core is unproductive. Whereas Americans want to start a business, start a company, be more productive, and as a result earn more money and are richer than Canadians, which is also one of the reasons why their poorest state is richer than the richest province of Canada. This country is extremely unproductive, and one of the reasons why is that a smaller group of people want to keep the country's wealth to themselves. Corporations donate a lot of money to political campaigns to ensure that cheap labor keeps coming in so that their profit margins stay high. Construction companies donate a lot of money to political campaigns to ensure that they have monopoly over house construction over a particular region. So what this does is that it artificially keeps stock prices high and housing prices high. Now, both of these are owned by the country's leaders and policymakers at large. They are heavily invested in the stock market as well as in the real estate market. So it's in their best interest to, one, accept money from these corporations. They're making money that way, and also the policies that they're making are keeping their assets value high. So they have no reason to not do it. Canada is extremely unproductive, and this is because most Canadians are extremely risk averse. The system in place incentivizes for you to get a stable job, to take on lifelong debt, and keep paying that debt off for the rest of your life in exchange for a house in which you can retire. Now, at a micro level, what it does is it keeps you mediocre your entire life, because there is little room to grow in your job. Sure, you might get a promotion, you might get a raise. Over your lifetime, you might earn 100K more than you did when you first started. But that's it. You only get outsized results if you bet against conventional wisdom. You can only make it big if you risk it. There is no other way. At a macro level, this is devastating for the country. You absolutely kill innovation. You end up with a population that doesn't want to risk it at all. Everyone wants jobs. No one wants to create jobs. And so your technology doesn't progress. Your businesses don't get more efficient than they were last year. And so you end up behind in productivity versus other nations.